Welcome to the Cardmarket feature match where we play paper magic against each other.
Actually, we don't play Carl
Not
because
this time.
we flew in, or train rode in top level pros playing their own deck. Frank Karsten versus Andrea Mengucci. It's so perfect having these guests here.
These are very big guests, very big names, very exciting decks. And if you like that we bring in big guests like this, Frank Karsten, Hall of Fame member, and against Andrea Mengucci, winner of Mythic Invitational. Then if you do appreciate it, there's a sub button. It costs you nothing to click it, and it shows our bosses that they can put more money into us inviting bigger and bigger guests.
So it would really support us, but for now, we'll get into the games.
Hello everybody, I am Andrea Mengucci, excited to play some Pioneer. Outside of being an 80 card deck, my deck is a very cool one. It's based around Enigmatic Incarnation. It's a very weird enchantment that it's like a toolbox for creatures, but you also have to play a lot of enchantments. The best one that I don't really get to play much anymore with, it's Fires of Invention. Such a crazy card. You get to just play multiple spells a turn with Yorion. You can blink fire, play more spells. It's really cool. I think this deck wasn't the best, but with Leyline Binding, it gives it more consistency. Just a 1 or 2 mana removal spell, it's great. Plus it combos with Zur. I really hope to show you that combo. Let's do it.
Today I'm playing in Pioneer Atarka Red. This is kind of a new archetype made possible by Carpusan Forest from Dominaria United, which really fixed the mana. The game plan with this deck, it's pretty simple. Play out a bunch of cheap creatures, flood the board with those, and then boost all of my creatures either with Atarka's command, where the only real modes that matter are 3 damage to the opponent and +1/+1 to my entire team, and Reckless Bushwhacker, which, you know, in a deck with so many cheap spells, even Burning Tree Emissary, will usually be surged, and then it boosts the entire team as well. So with those cards, I can get off to really fast starts. I changed the stock version of Atarka Red a little bit, made some small tweaks. I added Experiment 1, which is a green 1-drop, but the mana base can afford it, especially after adding a couple of green lands like Boseiju. I have enough ways to trigger the Evolve on Experiment 1, could easily get it into a 3/3 as well. So I like that as a 1-drop in the deck. Another change I made to the stock version of the deck was to cut some of the burn spells, like Play with Fire, and instead play more creature type interaction in Bonecrusher Giant and Goreclan Rampager, which also allow me to push through opposing blockers, but they increase the creature count in the deck even further. And especially now with Experiment 1 in the deck as well, I figured I would just go all creatures and Atarka's commands. Let's go.
Okay, Brink, I know that you're good at math, but can you count 5 dice?
Just add them up. Let's do this.
16.
Correct.
All right, good.
16 as well. It's a tie.
What?
How do we have a tie with so many dice?
I was like, let's roll 2 dice, and Frank goes, no, let's roll 5 so you avoid ties.
I mean, I guess we should have done even and odd, but yeah, this is more exciting.
17.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you got this. I don't even need to add this up.
All right, Frank.
You'll be on the play.
I have my companions.
Yep.
It is not legal in Modern, but in Pioneer, I got to finally show the. I think it's fun also to show the deck size. Maybe
Yeah.
the 3D camera can see that I have doubled the size of Frank's deck with my
Almost.
perfect sleeved, fully perfect sleeved Yorion deck.
Very nice. Let's do this.
All right, I'm on the play. I won the die roll, which is super important in Magic. So I feel like keeping a hand with 3 checked lands and a portable hole, it's okay. You go turn 1 tap land, turn 2 portable hole, turn 3 maybe I get lucky, draw a red land for Fable. Even if I don't, I can still like play a Siege Rhino the next turn. Of course I need to draw land, but that would be by turn 4. I have the colors to cast Siege Rhino. I don't have the color to cast Fable, but you know, when you play a 5-color decks, you very much have to like, you know, gamble and drawing the right card. Again, I could mulligan, sure, but I think the design is reasonable. Plus the Agent of Treachery might look like it's a mulligan, but with Fable, you get to just discard it to draw a new card. So, you know, it's not a mulligan. People say all the time, oh, Agent of Treachery in hand is a mulligan. But, you know, again, Fable really helps you there. It's not an amazing hand, but I think it's enough to keep.
I have a good mix between lands and spells, right? 3 lands, 4 spells. That's great. I have something to play on turn 1. I have additional creatures to follow up with, and I have a payoff for going wide in Reckless Bushwhacker. So it really has everything I want to see in an opening hand, and I'm happy with this. I'll keep as well.
Alright, let's begin. Sunpetal Grove, your turn.
Alright, I have Ragavan at home. It's Zergo Bell Striker.
Okay,
Go ahead.
it is legendary.
No, it's just a 2/2. Good deal for 1 mana.
Sacred Foundry. And then I have a portable hold. It's good enough to keep.
Alright.
Go.
So I have a choice to make already on turn 2. I can either go double Monastery Swift Spear, or I can start off with Burning Tree Emissary into Reckless Bushwhacker. Something around, go down to 18. Swift Spear, get in for 2.
18.
I went with the Monastery Swift Spears because I figured that then the Reckless Bushwhacker can pump even more creatures with its search ability when it comes down on the next turn. Go ahead.
Untap and draw. Play on Fortress. And then I'll play a Fable of the Milton
Sure thing.
with Goblin Shaman. Your turn.
Seeing this 2/2 Goblin token on the other side made me think that maybe I want to stomp, but who am I kidding? I'm playing a Bushwhacker deck. This is my chance.
So, okay.
Burning Tree into Storming Reckless Bushwhacker. So now I paid the search cost
Yeah.
because I played another spell this turn, and all my other creatures get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn.
That's good. So that'll be.
So winging.
I now can either, block the Bushwalker or the Burning Tree Emissary and trade with my Goblin token, but unfortunately this Drowned Catacomb in my hand comes into play tap. I can't cast Siege Rhino. I feel like I'm better off in just attacking with my Goblin, get a treasure, cast Siege Rhino, which not only gains me life, but also is a huge blocker for next turn. I'll take it.
You're taking it.
I'll take
okay,
it.
so it's 9 total.
Unless you have something.
Nope.
Alright, I go to 9.
All right, go ahead.
Discard for sure this Agent of Treasury.
A little expensive.
And then I discard a Drowned Catacomb.
Okay, draw 2. Agent of Treachery in particular, this matchup seems kind of awkward. Do you want a 1/2 or a 2/1?
I didn't draw what I wanted. Alright, let's go for a Ketra Triumph tapped. And then I go to combat.
Sure thing.
I will attack and I'll make a treasure. So you'll go to 16. Then I will pay 4. Use the treasure for black mana to cast a Siege Rhino.
Ugh.
Go to 13, I go to 12.
Yes,
Pass
that's
the
correct.
turn. Now it's important that I survive this turn.
Siege Rhino is big. Let's see how much damage I can manage to deal. Alright, it's not gonna get better if I stay behind, so everything into the red zone.
Okay, I'll block the... If you have Atarka's command, it's the same. If you have something more than Atarka's command, it's better than a block.
Alright, Andrea knows his magic. He made the right block. 1 damage off, so close. But yeah, if he had blocked differently, he would have been dead. He's still alive. If he had blocked over here, I would have had exactly lethal.
Why, what do you have in hand?
Alright, Rimrock Knight pumping the Swift Spear. Right, if I cannot
Okay,
win the game this turn,
Okay, you kill my Rhino maybe.
I might as well take out your battlefield and I'll stomp, then the Goblin
Okay.
Shaman.
11.
Exactly.
Right.
But you blocked
3,
the right
6,
one.
yeah,
The deck doesn't even have all that many spells, but yeah, you definitely made the right call here.
Alright, good. I'm happy I did.
Yep.
So that one dies and I go to 5.
Go ahead.
So happy I survived over here. It was not looking great.
Well, you're still at 5.
It was not looking great. Alright, my Fable flips. Yeah, not much to do. I play Jetmir Garden. Pass.
Pass?
Yeah, I forgot about my companion.
Very suspicious. I can kind of guess what might be coming then. We'll go to combat, just in
Alright,
case.
alright. Okay. I'll block the Bushwhacker. And then I want to play a Leyline Binding
Resolve.
on the Burning Tree.
Yep, that works.
Alright, so I take nothing and we die.
Yes. I could go for the spicy play here. I'm not sure if this is gonna be the best line, but yeah, this should be fun at least. Experiment 1.
Okay.
Take one from the Carpusan Forest. I will Boseiju the Leyline Binding.
Oh, wow. You get 2 mana? Wow. Alright. I'll get black mana so that I can domain for 5. I put Blood Cryptid into play. You got your Emissary back.
Alright, so I got 2 mana, counter onto the Experiment 1.
Wow,
And I use the mana to cast Rimrock Knight. Another Evolve trigger. Alright, go.
that was a good turn.
Well, you do have black mana now, so if you have maybe
so now
some...
I can pay 1 mana for my Leyline Binding. I'll exile your Experiment 1.
Alright, you got it.
Alright, I go.
Yep.
I need a top deck now. I had a Portable Hole instead, which will exile your thing.
Useful.
And I get back my Urians.
Okay.
Go.
Attack for 3.
I go to 2 life.
I'll play the land. Might need that for the Den of the Bugbear. And the Bone Crusher.
Yeah, I need something good now.
Go ahead.
I need something very good now, please. Alright. This could be anything. Could be anything. I'll play,
Yeah, if you find Enigmatic Incarnation on top.
I'll play Omen. Scry 2. Bottom both. Hey, unfortunately, Frank, I didn't find the card that gives the name to my deck. Best I can do is cast my Urian.
You got it.
I can shrink your creatures, like I can reset this. It all doesn't matter because I'm at 2 life, you have way too many creatures. Yeah, you go. Just attack me for lethal.
Yeah, you can exile this. That's
Yeah, you
basically
can get
the
this
like
back.
blink the
Yeah.
Leyline or something.
Yeah, I can draw some cards there, but yeah, it'll
But yeah. Well, I
What's that?
stump anyway.
Alright.
2 damage to you, but yeah, the attack would have been lethal.
Cool game indeed. From the sideboard, I have pretty easy choices to what to bring in. Radiant Flames and Portable Hole are exactly for this matchup. Whereas I don't really have that many bad cards to take out. Agent of Treasury is not great. And then I'm gonna just cut some Omen of the Sea. They're fine, but I really don't think I have time to spend the second turn casting Omen of the Sea. Game 2.
All right.
Let's go. I'm on the play once again.
Yep.
I don't have mana to cast my Trial, but the Nylea's Presence will help. So I feel like this is fine. Going to like top land, removal spell top land, maybe draw Black Source or just, have a slower time. But I think, again, being on the play, it's fine to keep those hands. I like my hand.
I'm not actually sure whether this should be a keep or a mulligan. On the one hand, I have some lands and spells, and I have something to play in the early game. Kumano Faces Kakazan is one of my better 1-drop. I have a Phoenix Chick to immediately get a counter from the second chapter. And I have Atarka's Command, which is pretty much the card that my deck is named after. That's often a good sign. The problem is I have 4 lands in my opening hand. Typically my curve ends at like 2 or 3. So any additional lands that I might draw might be dead. There is a big risk of flooding out with this hand, but I am gonna keep just based on the fact that I have some good early plays, plus the namesake of the deck, the Atarka's Command. I don't like mine. Reluctantly, I'm going to keep.
Ready?
Yep.
Jetmir Garden. Go. It's the Naya Tryon.
Kumano Faces Kakazan.
19.
Go ahead.
Okay, I will Portable Hole your Kumano.
Still got the heal damage.
And then another Triumph.
Yep.
Leveraging my being on the play here.
Okay, we'll add Zurgo, Phoenix Chick, attack is 1.
18.
Yeah, this is more the magic I like. 1/1s with haste. Go.
And some very long flavor text as well.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and chain to the rock the Zergo.
Okay.
And then I will play a Glasspool Mimic as a land.
Okay.
You can go.
Thank you for 1.
17,
And 1 more damage.
16.
Bit by bit, we're getting there. Now it's 16 more turns. Go ahead.
And draw. I have a couple of choices. One is to just play Scattleaf Apparition, but Frank passed the turn with 2 mana up, which means either Atarka's Command or Bonecrusher Giant. And if it's Bonecrusher Giant, he kills my Skycleave, gets a creature to attack. I'll play Anelia's Presence,
Okay.
draw a card. It's now any type. Now I'll lose 2 life.
I like the sound of that.
I'll go to 14.
Yes.
And I'll make you sacrifice a creature.
I don't really love the sound of that, but okay.
Go ahead.
I think I'm better off. I just go for the Sokenzam, and then later on, hopefully use the Surge of Reckless Bushwhacker to like pump a lot more creatures. Saying, too bad about the second chapter. I'll lose the +1/+1 counter, but I gotta build out my battlefield here. It'll also be important to potentially get back Phoenix Chick from the graveyard. I need more creatures on the battlefield, and quick.
Wow, 4 mana, what's that?
Oh yeah, what could it be? I'll channel Sokenzam.
Wow, that's not great.
So I get 2 spirits,
Nice.
and they get in for 2 damage.
12.
Yeah, bit by bit, like we're getting there. Go ahead.
Alright, time to play the card that gives name to the
Uh-oh.
Enigmatic Incarnation.
Yep, now we get to see it in action.
End of turn. I'll sacrifice in a trial.
Makes sense.
Or Ray, I got a perfect card for your 2 spirits here. It's called the Deputy of Detention. I'm gonna be able to exile both of your spirits for no downside.
I needed those, and they will never come back.
Bye-bye, spirits. Here you go.
The situation is pretty much the same as before. I'll just, use Sokenzam. But passing for now, because I don't want to run my 1/1s into a 1/3. I want to have them on the battlefield to get back to Phoenix Chick and to really exploit my Atarka's Command. So many different cards in your deck, all of them 1-ofs. It's just impossible to play around everything. All right, well, we have Etching of Kumano. Attack you.
I'm blocking.
Okay.
No, I'm not here to take damage.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna do anything either.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Go.
All right, untap and draw.
Yep.
I'll play a Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
Beatles.
Get a Goblin Shaman. I would like to move to my end step.
Sure.
I'm gonna sacrifice this Nylia's Presence.
Sure. Fine by me.
I'm going to get Renegade Rallier. That's gonna bring back the Trial of Temptation.
That effect goes on the stack.
Oh, the 2 Sokenzan. Look at that.
I'll sacrifice
All right,
a token.
you can go.
Yep.
I got my board state.
Yeah, you're putting up some great defense here. All right. Combat.
Combat.
Yes.
All right, I'm here to block. I'm here to
I
block.
think my best bet, given that I'm in a bad position, is to hope that Andrea somehow makes bad blocks. So I have to put him into a position where he could make bad blocks. In particular, if he doesn't play around double Atarka's Command, just goes single block on 2 of my attackers.
I think I just do a simple like this. Like you need, if you have a double Atarka's Command, maybe it's better for me to double block. Yeah, I guess. I guess it's free to double block here.
Yeah, well played, well played. I do have double Atarka's Command.
You take 2 damage in the process.
Yes, and I'll play both for the mode of 3 damage to you,
Yep.
and all my creatures get +1/+1.
All right, I go to 6. You go to 18. Yeah, you take down both.
Yep.
All right,
And they all get exiled.
they will get exiled.
Yeah. I managed to deal some damage, but
Yeah, it's the Siege Rhino.
Yep, you're up.
Okay, so draw for turn. This goes to 2. This is a weird situation that happens with this deck. When you really don't want to draw the card that you aim at tutoring, you just don't discard anything. Play land. I think I'll play a Kendrith.
I'll play a Kenrid.
I'll play a Candor.
That's a sentence a red aggro player never wants to hear.
End of turn, I sacrifice the Fable, and I go get the Siege Rhino.
Yeah, why not?
Boom!
You're up to 9.
Your turn.
Go.
Okay. Untap and draw. I'll never tap lands anymore. I'll only gain life here. Attack with both.
No blocks.
Sure. That's 9 damage.
I'll go down to 6.
You go to 6.
Yep.
End of turn.
Yes.
I'll
Trigger.
sacrifice Trial. I'll get a Knight of Autumn, gain 4 life.
I'll play another Atarka's command, a Drew one.
So-
You cannot gain life this turn and you take 3 damage.
Okay, I go to 6.
I am going for 3 mana to play a 2/1 haste with no
Nice.
other abilities.
Nice.
And well, we'll at least get in for the final points.
Before that, I want to gain 5 life.
Up to 11.
Take 3.
8.
Alright,
Go ahead.
just attack.
Yep, you got it. You got it. Well played.
Game number 3. Unfortunately, I'm on the draw, and I hate that to happen eventually. That's what happens when you lose game 1. Usually, if you plan on winning the match, you have to win a game on the draw, which against Frank's deck, it's not gonna be easy. It's finally your time, unfortunately, to start.
I'll play first.
Please, many 1 mana removal spell in my hand right now.
Oh, my opening hand is awesome. I'm on the play, which is already huge in this matchup, and my opening hand has pretty much everything I'm looking for. The only thing I'm really considering is how I'm gonna sequence my cards, which is actually pretty complicated. With the experiment one, you somehow want this second chapter of Kumano Faces Kakazan to get in at a relevant point where it like maximizes my evolve. But I'm gonna start, I think, with Kumano Faces Kakazan because I want that to be a creature on turn 3, because I'm probably going to search Reckless Bushwhacker on turn 3, which means that, yeah, at that point I need a transformed Kumano.
Do you keep?
I'm gonna keep, yes.
Oh, such a tough decision for me. Farsight Invention can let me explode, so let's say I draw Enigmatic Incarnation, I can go sacrifice fires, get Told Mirror, or just double spell in a turn, help with Yorion. So I feel like this hand is a keep. My poker face is not good in this hand. I could definitely like easily lose, just draw a couple of lands and lose, but I'm up for the risk. All right, I'm going to keep.
Okay, let's go. Stomping Ground, take 2, down to 18. And I'll cast Kumano Faces Kakazan, put you at 19. Go ahead.
Okay, let's begin. I'll go with a Jump Triumph, your turn.
Second chapter.
Ooh, you're lovely, Sokenzen.
Legion Loyalist enters
Sure.
with a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah.
Also an experiment one. Attack you for 2.
All right, 17.
Go ahead.
I go.
Yep.
I'll play a Plains and a Chain to the Rocks, enchanting my mountain. I'm gonna go for the experiment one since it's gonna become a 2/2 regardless. This has a
Correct.
bunch of ability, but yeah. You go.
All right, so this indeed transforms itself. I think we're gonna go aggressive. We have all the legendary lands.
All the rare lands, look at that.
We have a Zurgo. No. And a Bushwhacker with Search. So now all of my creatures get +1/+0 and haste, or other creatures +1/+0 and haste. Attack you for 11.
Oh my god. I go to 6.
Go ahead. Yeah, Reckless Bushwhacker really doing what it is meant to do in this deck. This is close to the dream start. I'm far ahead. Pretty much the only way I can lose is a Radiant Flames. If Andrea sweeps my board now, I'm just super dead.
All right, I mean, I have a top deck that gets me out of this.
Radiant Flames?
Yeah. Is it here? It isn't. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's go Interland Arbor. Nylea's Presence here.
Okay, you got it.
Draw a card. Pass it to you.
I'll leave all of my creatures turn sideways.
Oh, they don't untap? Back in the days, when I was a child, if you forgot to untap, it's over.
And maybe an Atarka's command.
Good game, Frank. Good game. There was
Good game.
my hand was not great, and yours was amazing.
My deck fired on all cylinders. This was a very good draw, especially when I'm on the play.
Yeah.
You basically needed more removal or the sweeper to.
Yeah,
to
I was
come
like
back.
one removal, but it was not good enough. All right.
GG's.
GG's. All right, Frank, you defeated me. Reckless Bushwalker is a card I'll keep in mind in the future.
I do think my draws were above average. If you just have some more early removal spells and I don't have such an aggressive start, I can never beat you when you get your enigmatic incarnations going off. Like, get those Siege Rhinos, get those Kenrids. That game, I felt so far behind.
Yeah.
But it's all gonna come down to the early game removal. You need more of that.
Yeah, my third game hand was pretty slow, but I think the only Radiant Flames would have taken me out in that game, so... You know, my hand wasn't great, but seeing your start, I'm like kind of relieved that my hand wasn't great. So probably not many hands could have beaten that draw.
Especially when I'm on the play and I have like the dream draw. It is really difficult. But I do think the matchup is close.
Yeah, I think it was a fun match, and I'm glad that I got to show the viewers the deck in Game 2, but Game 3 I just got rolled over.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have mulliganed to a Radiant Flames, but like 80 cards, it's one of the reasons why 80 cards is maybe not as good as 60 is because you draw your sideboard cards less often, and yeah.
Yeah, you only have 2 copies, right?
Yeah, it's
yeah.
fine.
You cannot mulligan towards that. That's not a
Definitely
strategy.
not. But I mean, I could have mulliganed to a better hand anyway. It wasn't a great
Or do you
hand.
want me to mulligan bad hands? What do you think? Like this is a close one.
Why are you keeping it?
I don't know. Maybe I should. You should mulligan.
I mean, what's your...
I mean, in a tournament I would keep.
In
But
a tournament you would keep?
yeah, but maybe for like if I
No,
draw
for content.
a couple of lands in a row, it's like
If you draw great cards, then it looks like, wow, Mengu got paid off.
Got lucky. Yeah. Okay.